Hey, what's up everybody? Naughty Llama here, and I've got some NHL 13 gameplay, which I wanted to use since the NHL playoffs are starting tonight, and playing a game here against the Islanders, which I just started a new franchise here. I was using the Penguins, because the old franchise I had on this game was before the trade deadline, so I didn't have the final rosters where the Pens got like a Gilna, UC Jokinen, Morrow, Murray, a bunch of new players, so I wanted to start a new franchise and use all those guys, but as you can see, the Islanders actually just scored a quick goal there with Tavares. He redirected one in, but I had a 2-0 lead heading to the third period. Now I want to put the beginning in because I think I suck it up in the third period here, but pretty long game. It was like a half hour long, so I didn't have that much stuff to talk about. So hopefully I can fill up a good like 10 minutes here with this thingy. But so about the NHL playoffs, like I said, they are starting tonight, which is cool. I'm a pretty huge hockey fan, and I guess we'll check out the East first. I don't know what games are on tonight. I know Chicago and Minnesota is one, and then I'm not sure which Eastern Conference game is on tonight, actually. It doesn't have it on NHL's website, but we'll start off in the Eastern Conference because that's what I got pulled up here. So the number one seeded Penguins, they went 36-12 with 72 points. They'll be taking on the Islanders, who went 24-17, and then they had 7 overtime losses, 55 points. So these teams will play tomorrow night. I think it's the first game, and I think everyone's expecting the Penguins to win. I just don't know how many games. I think I have a prediction of 5 games, I'm going to say. The Islanders do have a lot of talent. They've got Matt Molson, John Tavares. I think of Evgeny Nabokov still their goalie. I'm not even sure, but they got a good young team there. They're going to be good in the future, and they're moving into the Barclays Center here pretty soon, which is nice. So they'll have a nice new stadium to play in. I don't know. I think that's in Brooklyn, not New York, so I don't know if they'll change their name up or not. They'll be the Islanders in Brooklyn. It'll be kind of weird, but picking the Penguins to win that game in 5. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Second in the East, you get the Canadians, who won their division 29-14 with 5 overtime losses against the Ottawa Senators, who went 25-17-6. I think this will be a pretty good game. I really haven't watched, or good game, a good series. I really haven't watched too many of either team's games, though. Montreal looked pretty good. They won the division by a point over Boston, who Boston's a really good team too, but I think they have trouble scoring more than 3 goals a game, so I really don't watch a lot of either of these teams, but I'm going to pick the Canadians to win it in 6. I think that'll be a pretty close series here. Next, you got the Washington Capitals taking on the Rangers, and I'm not even going to announce overall record or anything, but it's just one thing that annoys me about hockey. Okay, Washington wins their division with 57 points, so they automatically get the 3rd seed against the Rangers, who have 56 points and are the 6th seed. Boston had 62 points to the Caps, 57, yet they get the 4th seed because they didn't win their division. The NHL needs to fix this, which I think they are next year with the realignment of all their conferences and stuff like that. So I think this will be a good series. Washington has started to get hot at the probably the end of the season, like the last month or two here, last month and a half. They started the season off pretty bad. Ovechkin is doing well. He's got finished the year with 32 goals, won the Richard Trophy for the 3rd time in his career, which everyone was making a big deal of. But it was a shortened season. I think if it was a full season, Steven Stamkos would have probably won it. I still think Stamkos is a better goal scorer now than Ovechkin is, but looking for the Rangers to win this series. I think they've got better depth at goaltending. They've got good depth in their centers and stuff like that. So let me make sure I have enough time here for this video. If I run over, I'll probably just put the 2nd period or something in here too, so what I was talking about would make no sense with the actual gameplay. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Rangers to win this one in 7. I think it'll be a close series. I don't think it'll be high scoring. I think they're going to see a lot of defensive battles and stuff. They may have a few high scoring, like 5 to 6 games and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the games are going to be 1-2, 2-3, stuff like that. Good goaltending on both sides. And then I think Lundqvist is the better goalie, so they'll end up winning. What's the next series? You got Boston and Toronto. Toronto made the playoffs after, what, like 5 or 6 years of missing it, which is virtually impossible in the NHL when 16 out of the 30 teams make the playoffs. I don't know how you can not make it for like 6 years. It's pretty bad, but congrats to Toronto for getting in. I don't think they stand a chance against Boston. They've got a great defense with Chara, good goaltending, good offense. They got Sagan, a bunch of young guys. They got Yager. Maybe he can do something. He's a great veteran. So I'm looking for Boston to win that one in 5 games. And then check out the West here. And then also, I guess, in the East, there's going to be more matchups and stuff. But I've ultimately got the Penguins coming out on top of the Eastern Conference. I think it's going to be between them and probably the Canadians. I think the Canadians are going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals too. You have a nice 1-2 seed finish because I think Montreal is a little bit better than Boston. And I think either of those two teams could beat the Rangers pretty easily. So get the Penguins beating the Canadians for Stanley Cup spot in the Eastern Conference, and then we'll go to the West here. You've got Chicago, who won the President's Trophy. They went 36-7-5 with 77 points. So that's an insane record. Playing the Wild. The Wild kind of just snuck in. They signed a bunch of good free agents this year, Parise and Sutter, stuff like that, or guys like that. But they got I think they have Danny Heatley too on their team, but I just don't see them beating Chicago. I think Chicago is gonna win that in 4 games. I'm thinking a sweep there. You got Anaheim, who's another great team. They'll be taking on the Red Wings. He got in the playoffs for the 22nd straight year, which is pretty insane. I don't think any other team's ever done that in sports. 22 straight playoff appearances. It's great. They got in. I think they're going to lose in 5 games. Anaheim is just a pretty stacked team. Next up, you've got Vancouver playing the San Jose Sharks, which I'm really not sure who San Jose has left. I know they traded Clowe, they traded Heatley. I think they got Joe Thornton left, but I really don't watch any Western Conference hockey unless they're playing like the Penguins or there's nothing else on TV for me. I'll watch it. So my Western predictions may be off here, but looking for Vancouver to win that one in 6 games, and then you've got the St. Louis Blues taking on the defending Cup champion LA Kings. I really don't know much about either team. I know St. Louis has better goaltending, so I'm gonna. Actually, I don't know if that's true because you got Jonathan Quick, who's a great goaltender too. But I'm looking for St. Louis to upset the Kings and take them in 7 games. So they'll upset the defending champions. And then coming out of the Western Conference, the final 2 teams, I see. I think Chicago and St. Louis are going to end up playing each other just because St. Louis has great goaltending depth with Elliott and Halak. If one of them has a bad game, they can switch them up and stuff like that. So I think they'll play Chicago, and Chicago will take them out. So it will be the Penguins versus the Blackhawks, which would be a nice champion or Stanley Cup Finals matchup. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I'm making sure I have enough time left in this gameplay. So great teams. Penguins have a ridiculous amount of depth, not just at center, but everywhere in their offense. Their fourth line is going to be stacked with like UC Jokinen, Sutter, Cook, Tyler Kennedy. Like they're just going to have an insane third and fourth line, and then their first 2 lines will be good. Crosby will probably be back after the first series. So you'll have him playing with Iginla or Dupuis, Cook, whatever you got. Then you got Malkin, Neal, Morrow, Sutter, Kennedy, Cook, Jokinen, Craig Adams is an insane penalty killer. They just got so much depth offensively. Their defense is good too. Chris Letang, Orpik, Morrow, Murray, Niskanen. I don't know who else to start if it'll be like England or Simone Dupree. I think England's better because he can fight and stuff, rough people up. And Murray is going to be great to see on defense, just freaking hitting people and stuff. That dude's huge. He's like 250 or something insane. So ultimately, we've got the Penguins taking out the Blackhawks in 6 games to win the Stanley Cup. Chicago's a great team too. Got great 3 lines, but I don't think they can match the depth of the Penguins. And then Penguins got great goaltending. If Fleury sucks this year like he did last year, which really wasn't his fault, the defense just couldn't play for shit against Philly. They gave him too many like 2-on-1 breakaways and just too many power plays and stuff like that. So if Fleury, for whatever reason, doesn't play good, they've got Thomas Hukun, who is another great goaltender. He could have probably started on most teams in the NHL. So got them beating the Blackhawks in 6 games. What's everyone else's prediction? Leave it in the info. And if you never watched hockey or whatever because you think it's boring, which I get, I don't watch basketball at all because I think it's boring, but it's fun and stuff to play like that. Check out some NHL games. I think they're on NBC Sports, which I'm not sure what channel that is, which it's nice that it's not on Versus now because it's kind of sad to see the Stanley Cup Finals on like an outdoor wilderness network. So at least they'll be on NBC Sports, and then a lot of games on NBC, but there'll be 2 games on tonight, one at 7, one at 10. The 10 o'clock game is Minnesota and Chicago. I'm not sure who plays the first one, but those are my predictions. Leave a comment, I guess, if you agree with me or not, or disagree. And then probably a new MLB video later today or early tomorrow. So, all right, that's it, guys. Bye.